Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Will-O-Wisp Woods. Welcome, 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 welcome. We are more than happy to have you here. I do apologize that you got lost with the Will-O-Wisps, but if you want, you can hang out around the campfire, because they've got some stories to tell. And this story is a continuation. We are officially on episode 84 of the Journey of Grandiasha. So, first off, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for coming along. Thank you all for wandering into the woods. We're happy to have you. Does look like we've got some new people in chat, which is wonderful. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. I do apologize that you are genuinely lost in the woods at this point. It's a very jarring experience. I apologize. Nonetheless, as you can see, all of our wonderful players have all of their cameras on tonight. We will be able to see all of their wonderful reactions to the things to come. And I hope that everyone is ready for some interesting and fun situations. Last episode, though we are starting a little late, we were coming up on some of the more interesting aspects of what's to come. Our group found themselves in the wonderful dwarven city of Flamenbroth, and after some interesting wandering around, looking around, seeing what all Flamenbroth has to offer, as Dwindle attempts to keep himself and his group out of trouble, it seems that after a few days of meandering around Flamenbroth with Dwindle's family lineage on the line here, basically, with his position within his family in the air, the group realized that it seems Flamenbroth, after centuries of no activity against the beautiful dwarven city, this peaceful militaristic town that has made its expanse within this mountain, those that are vetted by the forest of life outside allowed in, and the freedom to mingle and trade with this dwarven city. It seems that war times have found the city once again. Now, with the civilians running and terrified, the soldiers that have not seen war or combat in almost 2 centuries or more, alongside the veterans and the new bloods, and the group seeking to help the city. The city itself is truly under attack. Making their way to the main gates where the grandest of booming came from, and the most violent of shaking, the group found themselves face to face with the reality of the world continuing to spin while they do their shopping. 3 massive abominations, seemingly made from leftover dragon parts or pieces that had been found. These abominations thrown together and disgustingly left to rot as they live and follow orders. The group found the source to be a familiar yet jarring shadow. A figure made of solidified shadows with a red, glimmering blood gem buried deep in its chest. It seemingly controlled these strange creations that horrifically destroyed the main entrance to Flamenbroth itself. And after a grueling fight between some of the guard, the group, the shadow, and this triage of disgusting chemistry, one of the group, Nyla, managed to conjure up a comrade shortly before falling unconscious. Skia, the shadow figure that had been following Nyla and helping some of the group here and there when finding her, or giving a bit of help in the sense of searching for items or little details here and there that Nyla herself could not find. It seems that the shadowy figures know each other, and as Skia holds the shadow in place, doing his best to help with the little bit of energy he seems to have, the shadow that hides the gem buried in his chest laughs and cackles as Nyla lays now on the stone, unconscious for a seemingly unknown reason. And we will start with Dwindle and Orvin.
Yay.
And
I need to hold the map.
just for our viewers to know what they're looking at, I learned how to do the fade thing so it's not jarring as the fucking sudden pop-up of the map on stream. Figured out how to do that literally
Sure.
like 2 minutes ago. Map jump scare, yes. So, Dwindle. You find yourself between the corpses of two of these abominations, one disintegrated to nothing more than dust and particles behind you, the other melting away in front of you, and the shadow cackling as Nyla seems to fall to the ground from 20 feet in the air, her wings furling and disappearing as the magic that she's using fades away with her consciousness.
Oh, hey. Map loaded, finally.
And for those that are new, on the right I have Skia, the shadow figure on the bottom, and the shadowy figure that is controlling these creatures just above him. So,
I'm gonna use, is this body difficult terrain?
I mean, if you were to go over it, yes. And you would be taking acid damage as well.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
I have the movement. Actually, I was right. Undo. Where's the undo button? Work. I can't do undo unless I'm the DM.
No, you did.
No, that's me moving it.
Well.
I have 35. I can make it.
Okay.
So, with Skia flanking, I'm going to spend my action, because I have 2 of them. I'm going to try and grab the gem.
If you want to, you can certainly try.
15. So for the first attack, I believe this is a strength-based, I guess.
If you're trying to grapple it, you would be attempting to use a athletics check.
I just want to grab it.
That is a grapple. You are trying to grab it from an active creature. So I would like you to roll an athletics check, and I will be doing the same for Buddy Boy here.
Like us emerging. 15 plus 8. Come on, it's 23 for the first one. He's a spellcaster. You can't have too big of an athletics, right? Right?
Sure.
Concerning. Very much concerning.
And you said you got a what?
23 for the first one.
Okay.
The thing is, I'm not even trying to pull it out. I'm just trying to grab it.
You managed to grab it. As you watch as the creature does not seem to recoil away from you to stop you from grabbing it. It does, however, seem to physically... The shadows that this creature is made from visibly, as you hold the crystal in your hand now, the shadows begin wrapping around your fingers.
Okay. Awesome. I'm gonna use cleansing flame on myself and the crystal.
Okay. I would like a Constitution save first, as that is happening.
Do I have advantage on these? I don't think I do. No, I don't. 5 plus 7... 12.
Okay. And now I need a Wisdom save.
I'm horrendous at those.
I know.
17. Plus 1. Plus 1.
17 plus 1.
No, it's 16 plus 1.
17. Okay. Do I have enough physical dice for this?
We just lost our tank, didn't we?
And that required my bloody action surge, didn't it?
Okay. James, I have a question. DM to player. Dwindle as a character. What drives him?
Honor.
No.
Loyalty.
No. What drives Dwindle to make the choices that he does?
Mainly in the end service to the deities that he serves.
But what in Dwindle's mind? What is that driving factor that causes that little voice in the back of his head to help him to decide whether or not something that he does is actually worth doing, or if he's actually doing something that he himself would be happy doing? Whether it's the right thing, the wrong thing, what he believes is right, what he believes is wrong. What's that force in the back of his head that causes that voice?
It really does come down to honor, honestly.
Okay.
It really is honor and loyalty. It's just dwarf. That's how he's raised, how he's functions.
Okay. That's good.
So doing things in honor of those he cares
people.
about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good heavens.
That one bounced out. That I should have just kept it bounced out.
How many dice was that?
Mm-hmm.
At least I got good on the wisdom save. 17? 17.
For Dwindle, that's pretty good.
That's really good for Dwindle.
Mm-hmm. And that was on the wisdom save, which is good. The con save.
He's normally good at it, but I rolled horribly.
Yes, you did, which actually kind of worries me a little bit.
You just cast a disintegrate at me, buddy. What else is there to be worried about?
Much more than you realize.
I don't know.
Okay. Now, would you like me to roll the d20, or would you like to roll your own d20?
I put my fate in my own hands.
Okay. Roll a d20 for me. A 4?
A 4.
Good. Good. All right. Nice. Now I roll a d6 to...
Are you rolling? Is he rolling on the madness chart? Oh, this is awesome. I never see it used. It is such an underused thing. If this madness chart at the same time, I don't know. Oh, crap. Yeah. Oh, mate. Concerned right here. This just concerned.
Neat. Okay, and you said you got a 4.
A 4.
Neat. Very interesting. Okay. So... So, when you hear or think of the word honor, that driving force for Dwindle, that idea in his mind that creates the choices he makes, you have this intense urge to avoid those that speak of it. And you are frightened of the idea. The idea of being near somebody who speaks of honor, valor, that strange feeling. You don't quite understand it. You're not certain as to why these people feel this way, or why you felt it at one point. You are affected by honor as if you were hit with the antipathy side of the spell, antipathy or sympathy. And you take 41 psychic damage.
Okay, ow. Dwindle just died. No, I'm not talking like HP wise. He's a dead character now.
Like flatline?
I don't know how to pro play him anymore.
Oh no.
Now, you know what's funny is Dwindle remembers what it felt like to be honorable. However, now it's almost like an allergic reaction. You can make honorable decisions. You can attempt to do honorable things. However, if you do, you have to make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened.
So,
And this...
would my wisdom save count then? Or...
Oh no, that's for something entirely different.
Would cleansing flame do anything to this? Do I need to roll for that now?
Here in just a moment you can. Now, as you have this gem in your hand, this blood gem, you remember the stories. No, wait. Roll a history check for me. As a dwarf, you actually might.
I'm just rolling crap right now. 7.
A 7. Okay. So, you know the information of the blood gem you already know. However, you're not sure entirely why it's reacting this way. And as you grab hold of it, and as the shadows begin wrapping around your fingers and intertwining with your hand, you watch as this figure that you're grabbing this gem from suddenly deadpan and locked eyes with you. And for a moment, everything around you freezes. Everything around you stops. And as you look at this figure, the world around you suddenly changes. You find yourself standing in a green pasture. Looking out, you see at the bottom of this hill that you're on, there's a small village in the distance being built. Off in the distance, you see the Dragon's Spine mountain range. You see a carriage as it rides along a dirt path that seems just newly walked down. As if this is one of the first carriages to actually find its way on this path. Dwindle, being somebody who's never left Flamenbroth, and being somebody that has never looked into the information of the surface, has no idea what he's looking at. Until he looks towards the Dragon's Spine Mountains and sees in the distance where Flamenbroth stands, the mountain. He sees no smoke, no lights, no fiddling with the mountain at all yet. And he looks up the hill, where a very large, old, and leaning oak tree stands. And sitting underneath it are two elves, two young men. One laying down, sleeping. The other simply reading what looks to be a journal or a book of some kind. And the one reading the book looks to Dwindle and locks eyes with him. And then Dwindle is forced back to reality as he stares at this shadowy figure before him. The two pale, gray, dull, sunken-in eyes staring at him, and all Dwindle hears is, "Stay out of there."
Shall I burn it for you then?
And now, Cleansing Flame takes. So, Dwindle.
Yeah.
Feel free to describe how Cleansing Flame looks in this moment as you roll whatever it is that you need to.
I don't even know what I need to roll now. Because at this point, it's no longer honor. This is rage.
Good.
He's coming in here and killing his people, so it's no longer honor. It's just, I'm going to end this thing.
Okay.
So, from his right hand, where that mark is, just starts in the shadows. This looks like a little light, soft glowing and glowing. And it gets brighter and brighter and brighter as it covers his arm, and his fire swirls around his arms, and he erupts. And the fire trails around his arm, and just starts to envelop his arm. Then his half body, and just, I'm gonna burn you a reckoning. Does Cleansing Flame have any effect on what just happened to my mind, or no? I don't know. This is weird. This is fun. Am I cursed? I don't know. This is wonderful. And so very stressful at the same time.
So, with Cleansing Flame, I would like you to roll a d6.
6.
Wonderful. So, once per long rest, the gifted of the insignia is immune to all effects upon its mind for 1d6 rounds. Dwindle is still Dwindle for the next 6 rounds. Dwindle is still wholly Dwindle. And as this flame seems to envelop you, you hear a whisper in your mind. It's only for a short time, but if you can help me, I can reverse this. Before
Reverse what? Just reverse what?
Dwindle's turn. Is that all Dwindle can do in this turn?
Well, that's action. I mean, yeah, I know my action to grapple.
Mm-hmm.
And then action surge,
Mm-hmm.
because Guns and Flame takes an action.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
So, bonus action, I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Orvin's up next, and then May, you're on deck after Orvin.
That is a 24 to hit.
A 24 will hit.
And I actually get to use the... No, I'm using Cleansing Flame, so I don't get... Yeah, so I chose Cleansing Flame so I don't deal with more fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, 5, 2, 8. 8 fire damage in the face.
All right. You said
Yeah, Orvin's... Yeah, no 10 fire damage to the face.
8?
Or just 10 damage. I don't even know if it's fire at this point.
Nope, just regular damage.
Yep.
And you watch as your fist makes contact, you actually watch as your hand is on the gem, you find purchase in the shadow, and it seems to no longer dull the effect of what's hitting it.
I should drink a potion. I full head should take a drug potion, but all of them take an action, so...
So.
Orvin's turn.
Mm-hmm. And then May is up. So, have an idea of what May wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
My body's gonna get right there.
Okay.
Do reckless.
All right.
Actually, no reckless. Yes, reckless.
Are you sure?
No reckless. So
He has
a no.
advantage, but
At what cost?
no.
So that is a 21 to hit,
Mm-hmm. That'll hit.
and a not so good 13 to hit.
13 will not hit.
How closely is Orvon to Dwindle's? Like, is it stat to stat, class to class?
Class to class without the fancy stuff Dwindle has.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't have your
Accent
insignia,
church.
obviously, but...
I could have used my fighter's ability to second wind. If I survive, that's what I'll do next time.
If I survive, that's...
Exactly. He's gonna Accent Surge. That is a 22 hit
A 20 will hit.
and a 12.
12 does not. So you get 2 hits.
Half, not bad. And bonus section, he's gonna use second wind.
Okay.
Can't hold that dice. That is cooked. That's a 1.
1 damage.
No, that's a 1 for his HP for second wind.
Oh, neat.
He gets free HP back. And for damage, this is two-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Non-magical, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Dwindle's stuff is near magical except the punches. D8, D10 versatile. He's got a 4, not a 5, because I drink a potion.
Mm-hmm.
9, 11. 11 for the first one. Another 11 for the second one.
So 22.
22.
Nice.
And that's his turn.
All right.
I gotta add more HP back to him.
As Orvin begins swinging into the shadow, trying to help as well, he Dwindle actually notices that Orvin's attacks seem to be less effective as Dwindle's own. Now, May, you're up.
Dwindle's on fire.
What in the world? May is going to kind of step around Skia a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
up close, cornering him, and she is going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Now,
straight.
that is a ranged spell.
Is
so
it?
Yes.
Oh.
So you would have disadvantage for being in melee.
You could go up one space and have advantage, which equals flat.
Like here?
Yeah, because you'd be flanking.
Well, no, he's
Okay.
saying basically 2 spaces up from Skia, you would be across from Orvin, which would give you flanking. However, keep in mind Guiding Bolt is ranged, so it would be disadvantage for being in melee, and then you would
Oh
get...
yeah, because it's up to 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry.
You're
Well,
fine.
Then I suppose.
That just
I'd
means
go
you
up.
don't have to be right up on top of him.
I'm gonna take
Okay.
so much damage next turn.
And I'd like to cast Guiding Bolt on him.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm gonna do it at level 3.
Okay.
16, 19.
Okay, and 19
Okay.
will hit.
Okay.
A 19 definitely hits.
Alrighty, I got. Let me count this up, because I only have 3 dice.
4th level? That would be so good at this point right now.
I already used my 4th level spell. Ooh.
I've been thinking that she's been a melee character this entire time.
That is
I don't know anymore.
30 damage.
30
Oh,
damage.
wow.
Very nice.
30 radiant damage.
30
Oh.
radiant damage.
Very wonderful. Very nice. So Guiding Bolt makes it where the next attack on this creature has advantage. So we will put a bolt on him. All right. Rovan is on deck. Now, that was your action. Is there anything that May can do for her bonus?
Nothing I want to do. But she does look at
Healing
scan
word?
thing. Is that a bonus?
No, she already used a
Wait.
spell. Right.
Oh yeah, no. I don't think I actually have any.
I was just thinking Nyla because she's down still.
I only have cure wounds.
30 glow sticks.
I can cast
Uncork them
mending.
all. It's helping! Bioluminescent creature.
I have spare the dying.
Technically, that is a cantrip.
It is
But
a cantrip,
I
is
believe Spare the Dying is an action and has to be touch.
It's 15 feet. It's one action, 15 feet. Choose a creature within range that has 0 hit points and isn't dead. The creature becomes stable. The range doubles when you reach level 5, 30 feet, 11, 60 feet, and 17, 120 feet.
That's 2020.
But it is one
Guiding bolt.
action, so it would be... It's one action.
Guiding Bolt sadly already took your action.
Sadly.
It's just gonna look at Scan and say, took you long enough. And...
Who's on deck, DM?
Rovan. I had already told Clem. So May is done? Okay. Rovan's up.
Hey, buddy. Okay. So he's gonna use most of his. Actually, if I remember correctly, that's his entirety dash. But he's gonna go get Nyla. Gonna go grab Nyla.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay. So yeah, that's just most of his dash. So come here, buddy. Buddy, move. Move, buddy. Okay.
So
he's gonna grab Nyla.
is he using his action to dash?
Yes.
Okay.
And then use the rest of his movement, which is 20 feet. That's okay to move backwards towards where I am. With Nyla. Or just grab her. Either one. It's fine.
So, dragging another creature is half movement.
Okay. So 10 feet.
And since you dashed for your action, interacting with an object is thankfully a free action. And creatures are objects when they die, so he can do that.
Okay. So he's grabbing Nyla and just dragging her lifeless body. I guess she's dead now. Sorry, Nyla. There's your news. You're dead. So,
As far as you all can tell at the moment, yes.
So you'd be right here. So, boop. Can you move Nyla over there with the robot, please? Thank you.
Okay.
And that's about it. That's all he can do. Thank you.
Alright, so Guard Group 2 is up. And with not only this body in the way, but Dwindle, Orvin, and this new shadow figure, they're going to move up their... Well, let's see. This one will move up to here. This one can move there. This one can move there. This one can't move. He can move there, but that's... Let's see. Oh, yeah, that is within range. Okay. So he can move there. And this one's kind of fucked because he can only move right there, which is still technically behind the body. He can't really get much of a clear shot, which kind of sucks, but the other ones certainly can.
They're gonna be
Alright.
shooting at Skia?
All they see is two shadow figures.
Fair.
Now, I'm gonna put all of these d6s back because I don't need them at the moment and they're taking up space. At the moment being the keyword. There's one, there's two, there's three, and four. Beautiful. There's 4 of the d10s. This one will go with the copper. This one will go with the silver. Analog will go with the gray one. Gold will go with purple, because why not?
Shake, 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 shake.
I threw that one. Apologies. Alright. Oh boy. Those two. One. This one. And that one. So. One of them hits the shadow that Dwindle's holding. And that one deals 1 damage.
How did he get a 1? Is there no +1?
You're right. I'm it does 2 damage, but I thought it was funny that he did 1 damage.
This is like, you have to have a 13 at proficiency with crossbow. How?
Mhm.
Does he have a native one? So do that.
However, let me check really quick. Ah, both of those hit. So that's 2 19s on Skia.
Ah. I'm just gonna write this down for future information. Oh, Bob, don't worry about it.
And that's 19 damage to Skia.
Great job, guys.
Yup.
At least no one's shitting the flaming dwarf.
Not yet.
It's just not our time.
Not yet.
What do you mean not yet? Oh.
So,
It's just-
Absurd.
okay. Now, they have to spend the rest of their turn reloading because they used the last turn to reload for this turn. No, they spent 2 attacks last turn, and they used their bonus action this turn to reload. No, they used their they used their action to reload 1, attacked, and now they've used their bonus action to reload for next time. Okay, crossbows are hard. Anyway.
Just thank goodness you don't have guns in this campaign, right?
Yet.
So, Odio, I know you were building something, and I think you have built it.
Yeah, and I'm back at the window.
Yes. So, what is it that Odio would like to do?
So I'm jumping back out the window, which we said last time doesn't take any space.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm back outside the window. And I'm going to use my movement to get over to Nyla. And second, see, there's issues there.
Mm-hmm. You can see that she is unconscious.
Yeah. I get to Nyla, and I will cast Spare the Dying on her.
Okay.
Here you go, guys. I don't
It's
see
Spare
anything
the
I have to
Dying.
roll for.
Why not cure wounds?
Do I?
It's okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at this going, wait, is there anything to roll for Spare the Dying?
No, there's nothing. No, it's just
And
like,
then
you
she
can't
also
die.
doesn't get any heal. She doesn't get
Oh.
any hit points, though.
No,
No.
It
no,
just
she does.
stabilization.
It's just
It would stabilize her.
So it would be better for me just to do Cure Wounds, because at least then she would get hit points, and she would at least wake up.
Maybe.
Presumably.
Under the
But
interpretation.
I'm also not down normally, so who knows?
Yeah, that twitch of the nose. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna cast, instead I'll cast Cure Wounds level 2.
Okay. Either way, you're touching her, right?
Yeah, I'm touching her.
Neat.
Ouch.
You could roll your wisdom save.
Oh, okay, that's easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Dwindle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just +1. That was fine. That would be a 19.
Nice. No damage.
Very nice. Now can I roll for Nyla? Okay. You're terrifying me now with that smile.
Mm-hmm. Good.
that boss fight's terrifying. What the crap? It's not natural.
Nyla, you have 7.
You get 7 hit points back. However, you are still
Nice.
unconscious.
Cool.
Alright.
Ah!
And Odile, as
Well, I know she's alive at least.
as you make contact, and as your magic courses into her, Nyla, would you like to describe your view, or the details. Actually, no. You wrote out a well enough backstory for me. Odio, as you look up to look back at the battlefield, you don't see a battlefield in a dwarven city. You look around and you see a village in the middle of the night. And you look around, and as you look around, you notice you're in the middle of this village, the little town square. And as you turn around, you notice a beautiful fountain. This fountain, however, no longer runs, as a pile of corpses litter the ground. Inside the fountain, around the fountain, and you see a figure standing over all of it, staring, terrified and alone. Not a shadow or Skia or anyone else. You notice a familiar tight bun. You see Nyla. Nyla, as you fell unconscious and you fell into the darkness that consumed your mind, you found yourself laying on the ground, and you wake up to a familiar sensation of cold stone and the night air tickling at your skin. You feel this strange muddiness on your hands and this strange dryness, as if you had just caked your palms and a little bit up your arms and some of your clothing in mud. However, as you look to your hands and around you, you see a very familiar sight. You see before you the village that no longer exists. You are considered frightened and paralyzed. Now, Odile, that was your action to use Cure Wounds. You still have your bonus action as you look upon this visage. Is there anything that Odile would like to do?
Thinking this is probably some kind of thing, I'm just gonna start shaking my head to try to put myself back into the battlefield area.
Okay.
So I can get back to what I was doing. She's like, nope. Now's not the time.
Okay. I will allow you to roll another wisdom save at disadvantage, as you only have your bonus action left.
Okay. So I gotta read. So what happens?
Well, that depends. What did you roll?
Right about it.
Did you roll the first one of the night? So,
Bitch, that'll make you disadvantage. Because the other one was a 16.
Stuck here with me now, I guess.
as you attempt to shake yourself free of this visage around you, you were certain when you looked up first that it was a mirage, an illusion, a weird nightmare. Now you're not entirely certain as you're looking around and as you shake your head and you attempt to break yourself free of whatever this illusion may have been. You can't. And you're not sure why.
I still have a free action to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turns my head towards Nyla. Nyla! What did you do?
Ooh. Hey, Nyla.
I know, that's things reverse, but oh well.
Hey, Nyla.
It's fine.
Hey, Nyla. Would you be so kind as to make a wisdom save? At disadvantage.
That's... I believe that's a 12.
12 total?
12 total.
Okay. As you stand here, looking upon this village that you had tried so hard to forget, this image before you that's been burned into your brain over sleepless nights, nightmares, you hear something very familiar. A voice. You hear strange but so familiar. And you manage to turn your head to look behind you to try and find the source. And you see Odile. You see Odile mangled and beaten, coughing up blood, and she screams out, "Nyla, what did you do?"
Do I get to respond yet, or do I need to wait for my turn? Slash, can I respond?
We'll wait for your turn.
Okay.
Can we hear Odile scream that? Or is that...
Now the flip side of this, Dwindle and May. You watch as Odile falls unconscious as she makes contact with Nyla's body.
Oh no.
Well, at least it was me and not you guys, you know, to be fair.
Yeah, but we see that happen. Oh gosh.
Both healers are down.
You see Nyla growing paler. And as Odile touches her and you both watch as the magic flows into Nyla, and you watch some of the wounds caused by the acidic breath that was blown out recently, or a moment ago, by one of these behemoth of abominations. You watch as it heals, but Nyla does not awaken. And after the magic takes hold, Odile looks as though she's suddenly tired before simply falling over on top of Nyla.
Ew.
You guys are rolling terribly tonight.
Horribly.
This is wonderful, though.
Hmm.
Trauma.
TPK!
We're trauma bonding.
Uh-huh.
So, that's Odile's turn, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. So, these two guards here. These two guards here actually take a circle around to these other guards as they now avoid Nyla and Odile after seeing that happen. And unable to take much of a shot behind this bomb. Well, actually, no, it's disintegrated. Well, no, this one's still here. They can attempt, but it's with 3/4 cover, basically. I just need another D10. There it is, D10. Beautiful. Alright. Just gonna roll all of them at once.
Is anything happening to our shadowy figure? With the flames? I don't know. I don't remember anything happening.
Oops, that one misses. That one's cocked, so I'll re-roll that here in just a second. That one misses. That one hits. That one barely hits. Nope. Stop rolling. There we go. Okay. That one misses. Fuck. Okay. Wait. 3/4 cover is a +5, right? James? It's a +5, isn't it? Because a half cover is a +2. Yep, okay, never mind. They all miss. Bolts slam into the bones and leftover sinew of this abomination between the first guard group and the shadows, and one bolt gets through, flies past Dwindle and through the shadows in between them, basically, as it flies off into the stone of the entrance. Crashing against it and clattering onto the floor.
Oi! I'm not looking for a new piercing!
So, here's the fun part. Nyla, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Dwindle, you and Orphan are on deck, depending on what happens here.
Skia question mark?
That is right.
Yes, he is.
Skia does go. However, he is using all of his action to keep Shadow Boy grappled.
I'm allowed to, like,
Ooh.
move around in there, right? I'm just unconscious, right?
You're paralyzed and frightened.
Okay.
So, paralyzed is a fun condition. Just a moment while I pull up the exact wording.
All advantages are considered all attacks are considered critical.
Well, in her
He failed all saves.
In her situation at the moment. So frightened. You have disadvantage on all ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within line of sight, and you can't willingly move closer to the source. And then
I'm surrounded by the source.
Yes. And then paralyzed. A paralyzed creature is incapacitated and can't move or speak. The creature automatically fails strength and dex saving throws. Attacks against the creature have advantage, and any attack that hits the creature is a critical if the attacker is within 5 feet.
Paralyzed in the real world and in this other place, or am I just paralyzed in the real world /
So you're paralyzed
Am I
in
capable
fear here in this visage, and right now you can't discern that it's an illusion. You're not sure if it's an
So basically, I
illusion,
can't do
a
anything.
memory, or what. However,
Yeah.
you now have Odiel before you.
Mm-hmm. But I'm incapable of moving or talking?
I will say for this situation, you can speak. However, you can't move.
That means you can cast spells.
Excellent question.
Paralyzed means no somatic, but since I'm allowing her to speak in this situation, she would have the verbal capability. However, right now, you don't really see any of that. You don't see the reality of what you're capable of doing right now. What you see before you is the very beginning. The Lost Village.
She's just gonna go, I didn't. Sorry. That's it.
You can make a wisdom save at disadvantage.
I'm never getting out of here.
No, you're not.
No, if
You're
I
not
was in that
getting either
situation,
one of us again.
if
We're
I
not
was in
getting
that
out of
situation,
here.
I'm doomed. You have hope. You have hope.
I only have a +1. I have very little hope. You remember when we were both stuck in the
Never mind.
library?
You're in a dwindle situation. I have a +1. We are in the same boat. You are doomed.
Exactly. I told you. You remember the library?
Yes, I remember it fondly as I was unable to do anything.
So you
We were stuck in the same boat for that one.
So you got a 1?
Mm-hmm.
So you got a 1? Very
1
fun.
+ 1. Yep. Very.
Nice! Nice, you got a
One
2.
group.
As you look to Nyla and you attempt to form words of apologies and this inner turmoil fighting you, trying to figure out how to make up for this mistake, you hear a familiar voice. And Odile, you see over Nyla's shoulder a shadowy figure. Not solid yet, like what you all had witnessed moments before. But something more like a shadow moving, as if Nyla's own shadow kind of stood up and is curled, just looking over her shoulder. And Nyla, you hear your own voice in your ear. Why are you apologizing? You did this. You wanted this. You got exactly what you asked for. Let's see.
I don't want to say anything, but Will, did you forget the boss turn?
No.
He takes turns whenever he likes to, remember?
At the moment, Nyla's turn is going because of the fact that the shadows is tied to Nyla's. Now, with Nyla's wisdom save failed, Dwindle, you look at this shadow that's been beaten on, it's been smashed, it's been slammed into, it's being held. You see it, and it seems to stare at you, and after your sightseeing, after grabbing it, it looks at you. It looks to Nyla. It looks to Clementine. Well, Odile. Clementine's character. Odile. Clementine just sounds like such a good fantasy character.
Doesn't
Odile.
it?
He then looks to May. And he looks back to Dwindle. Am I really your greatest priority right now? Is Dwindle actually stopping to think about it for a moment?
No, I'm just thinking like if this is like, aye, that's you are. You're killing everyone here.
The mountain is killing some. The abominations are killing a few. But there's only one thing I want.
No idea what you're talking about.
You might not. But your king did.
Oh. Hmm.
And he disappears.
Jim.
Mm-hmm. He disappears. Let's see. That'll work. Skia's tendrils that wrapped around him drop and form a puddle of shadow that then form back into his body. As the figure unknown reappears back towards the front entrance as he smiles. Keep it. It's a cheap knockoff anyway. I got what I wanted. And
It's a distraction.
He uses his 35 feet of movement to go back where he appeared originally. As symbols begin to glow around his feet. And he disappears. Skia looks to dwindle. He's plane shifted.
You talk like I know what that means. Looks at the guards. The city's under attack. Quickly, go, the king.
I don't know what plane
Ignore this
he
shadow.
went
This
to.
shadow's on our side.
I don't know what plane he went to, but he's not on this one anymore. He then seems to look to Nyla, and on his turn, he is going to use all 30 of his movement to move over to her. And he can't really do anything, so he's just concerned, just kind of looking over the two. So that's Nyla, the Shadow, and Skia. As Nyla and Odile are still unconscious. What does Dwindle do?
Free action. The kingdom is under attack.
Mhm.
Ignore that shadow. That shadow's on our side. Apparently, this was a diversion. The king's under attack. And our people is too. Apparently, there's maybe something else attacking it. I don't know.
Six seconds.
And he's just walking guy on fire. Bonus action, he's going to, I'm going to use my own second wind. As a D12, as a D10. As much as I would like to get 12 HP back from that, I have to roll a D10. I get 7 HP back.
Nice. That's 7 HP more than you had.
Yeah. Is it action to rummage through Odell's inventory to grab my own HP potion I bought her?
Take it.
I'm trying to give it to you. I'm just like, is it?
I don't need HP. I'm fine.
You're on the ground unconscious. I dare disagree.
Unconscious, but that doesn't mean I have no HP.
I don't know. Dwindle don't know. You look dead.
Dead. Very, very dead.
You gotta pour bacon grease on her.
No, not the bacon grease.
I don't have any, sadly.
Dang it.
That's
Or
May's
stuff
thing.
her into your haversack again.
Is it an action
Full
to
of bacon.
go through her bag and give her a potion, or no?
Yes. I will say that you can spend your action rummaging through her things. However, it is an action separately to give her the potion.
I already used my free action.
You did.
I'm
to
gonna
do a
hold
lot
up the
of talking.
potion in the air. Orvon is again going to walk over. Free action. Take the potion. Action. Apply to Clementine.
Okay.
Just start
Here,
choking.
give this to her.
I am Dwindle too.
Just it's choking because it's like
Now, she had fallen over onto Nyla. And to put the potion into her system, you would have to pull her off and onto her back.
I would have to touch her either way.
You can touch her bag as you quickly yank her back off of it, or off of Nyla. And just as you feel this wave of magic pulse, as you feel this wave of magic pulse, as if attempting to coerce you into something else, a different state, a strange envelopment of this magic. As you feel that, it disappears as Odiel loses contact with Nyla's body. Odiel, you feel yourself groggy but awake as you start to come to, looking up as Dwindle and Orvin are about to shove a healing potion into your mouth.
It works. You just uncork it, and then you just shove it down the throat and let it make a sound. It's like cleansing over drunkenness for the non-locals.
I start putting my hands over my face. Don't. I'm fine. Please don't. Please.
It's the same reaction that they normally do.
Dwindle.
Hmm?
Don't make me Don't make me cast heat metal on you.
Says to the flaming, full on fire.
She was not registering me that you were on fire yet.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of a glow stick at the moment.
Glow skate uncarnate.
When did you turn into a living torch?
Since I got this. He's not even shooting, he just has his arm wrapped, hand wrapped around it still.
Mm.
Okay, let's order one on Orvin's turn.
Mm-hmm. May.
Why? May is going as
So, Odile is no longer unconscious, but
as all
Nyla
this is
is still.
happening.
I hate this, but
May,
is this part of the exhaustion thing still with that rule or no?
Yeah, I was gonna ask when it turned to my turn. Am I exhausted? Am I any
Nope,
HP
you're awake.
missing?
Nope.
Okay,
Other than
Cool.
the HP that you were already missing.
which was none.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten hit. So.
Mhm. Now, May, what were you saying?
as all that is happening, May is going to like cautiously but swiftly walk forward, like with her spear in her arm raised, as if to cast another spell towards Skia, and she as she does so, she looks at him and she's like, Skia, what's wrong with her? What the hell is happening? How do you get her out? Almost like accusatory towards him. And seeing that, Odile is now awake.
Okay.
That's
As
it.
you,
That's all I got.
As you do this, Skia's form is starting to shift, and there are little bits of him kind of tapering off as he's looking down at Nyla. And he looks over his shoulder at May, and you notice where his face is. Kind of like the shadowy figure that had disappeared. It's gray. It's dull. There's not much color in this face. However, you notice that his features are very elven. His eyes are still sunken, but under the hood you can see what look to be 2 ears that are elongated. And though dull and gray, the features are very elven in his face as his form begins to taper and slowly disperse, as if not having much energy and the ability to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks to May. I don't know.
We fix this. It's is it something that's linked to you?
It's something that's linked to him. And you watch as he starts to slowly disperse faster and faster, his form slowly falling apart.
All this happening for 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm. I will say combat is over, so everything is, back to roleplay standards. You all are free to do as you please.
They may have no
Yeah.
roll or rounds or deal. I still have rounds. I'm a human torch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You, what do you want with her?
What do the guards do?
The guards are dispersing, running back towards the king's chambers, basically. Some are still tapering off to try and help some of the civilians in the area. Others are continuing their run towards the king.
Just looking around, Thanks. You offered something's wrong with me. What was it? He's just thinking this. You said something's wrong with me now. Fix something. What do you mean, fix?
Roll a d100. And May, your question as Skia is still falling apart.
71.
71. I want the freedom I once had.
To connect to her.
She's the key. As he then begins falling apart.
Wait. What does he want with the king? One word.
And he disperses into shadow.
Damn.
He does, as his form falls almost into like a puddle and begins to envelop the area. As his puddle makes contact with Nyla, it travels up her body towards the ring that she has before disappearing into it.
And
Nyla,
soon...
you may
by the
make
way,
a wisdom save. Flat.
I'm doing action, dodge. I'm doing my very annoying dodge, heal, dodge, shield, dodge, shield, dodge, shield, because I am going to try and survive.
Oh no, Nyla. Nyla.
Myth has done a hydrate.
All I have to drink next to me is ibuprofen. Not ibuprofen, but
Oh,
ibuprofen alcohol. I'm not drinking this.
Dead.
Go get some water.
The water.
Oh, neat. Send this here.
I'm gonna start trying to get up and everything. Look at my contraption going. I'm gonna have to get rid of this.
Next action for round 2 for Dwindle out of 3. I'm gonna touch Nyla
Are you sure?
on the head. Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. Dwindle touches Nyla. And I need a wisdom save.
Odd sees him do it and go, jump!
And that's a 12 for Dwindle.
12. Okay. Dwindle falls over unconscious onto
Why?
Nyla.
What? Okay. Nothing to affect the mind.
Oh, that's right, actually. You're right. You're right.
Mhm.
You go to touch Nyla, and you feel this pulse of magic attempt to take over your mind for a moment. But it doesn't seem to be able to cause your mind to waver at all. However, you do notice that there is magic that seems to be enveloping her, basically. It is physically coating her body. Not in a way that you can see, but it's as you touch her head, you can feel almost like an oil on her skin.
Okay.
Got that baby oil.
Sticky magic. Yeah, what was that?
So he didn't. He didn't, you know?
No. I forget
No.
that his ability that he's just learning to use is...
Just thinking. Okay. I got a few seconds. Speak to me. Tell me.
Roll another D100.
99. I've never rolled that before.
Dog.
You hear that familiar voice as your insignia beckons your attention. There is a curse coating your mind and your friends. I can help cleanse it. Find me.
Thinking, who are you though? I don't know who you are.
You.
He's just like, I don't what? Huh? Just okay, got it. Who are you? Any hints? What's getting?
You will see the signs.
This is dwarf bluntness is like.
There is no dwarf bluntness to what this voice is saying. There, it is
I know,
nothing but vague.
she's just getting nothing but dwarf from it. It's like
Giving elf.
okay.
It's giving
Yeah,
elf.
it's giving out.
It's just like Don Riddles, my greatest foe.
It's okay. Dwindle thought he was going crazy before when he kept only hearing Nyla's voice. Now he's really going crazy with his other
Just
voice.
fire, just a fiery vein, a few fiery veins pull up his forehead. Just like,
There is no further response.
what's my curse? It's just out loud. I got cursed. And just fire out. And actually, no, fires that out. Now I 6. How many rounds is it a minute?
It's 6
10?
seconds per round, so 10. Yes, you have under a minute.
So I
nimble
got
fortitude.
6. So now I got 4 rounds of fire damage.
Is Nyla getting fire damage?
Just gonna
I know. Is your bag on fire? Is there any flammable in your bag?
Yes. There's plenty of things flammable in my bag.
Oh no.
You notice that this flame is not... It's not physical in any way. It doesn't seem like it's actually catching things on fire. This flame seems more like... It's visibly... It looks like fire that climbs up your arm, but physically it feels like a warm sunrise on your skin kind of thing. It doesn't physically feel like a fire. It doesn't feel like flame that is burning. It feels more like a warm glow. As Nyla, I would like another wisdom save as you attempt this.
Did my cleansing flame help at any bit or no?
No.
Am I still flat or
It helped you.
disadvantage again?
Flat.
Okay.
As now you have this itching in the back of your head.
Finally.
That's funny.
Very nice.
Let's go!
Very
Let's go, Nyla!
nice. Nyla, you look around as you stand here unable to move, unable to run, unable to breathe almost. This fear overwhelming you as your body tenses and you attempt to flee mentally, but you cannot flee physically from the image before you. And you keep hearing that whispering over your shoulder, blaming you, telling you that this is what you wanted, telling you that this is what you asked for. And this weird itching in the back of your head had started just a few moments before. Just a few moments before this. A few moments ago, an itching started. This little voice in the back of your head. And then finally, you hear it. Another familiar voice. Another voice that you know. A voice that you have heard long enough to know exactly who it is the moment that you heard the first word escape their lips. Or at least their form. You hear Skila's voice. You hear Skia speak from the back of your mind. Nyla, you didn't cause this. Wake up. And you feel yourself almost erupt awake. All of the air knocked from your lungs, your skin freezing cold. You've got a massive headache. This throbbing thrum in your head. This pain in your chest. It feels like death. You feel like death warmed over. But you gasp for air. And everyone else sees Nyla sit up.
Like, instantly curl into a ball, too afraid to see if it's still the same image. She's not sitting up, she's like fetal position, eyes like, no.
Okay. Nyla's moving. It's me,
May
the
sees this
devil.
and she just.
I'm here to convince you to do sin.
Oh no. Not
Ugh.
the sin.
Anyway, you were
I
saying?
don't know how.
May's gonna like basically like run the rest of the way and like almost get on her knees to be like Nyla. And she's just going to like grab Nyla like a baby and just like wrap her up and pull her in.
Like flinching away.
Is she fighting?
Yeah.
Dwindle
Nyla.
is
Nyla,
just standing there
you're here.
confused. How much fire damage am I taking? How much fire damage do I take per round?
10.
Oh! Awesome. Because that part was never said. So.
'Cause physically Nyla's fine, right? For the
She still
most
has
part,
acid
or
damage.
still's got acid damage. Okay,
Yeah.
that's.
But most of that's honestly cured. She's like maybe 20 points down.
Mhm. Oh, okay, yeah.
7 points. I only gave it 7.
Well, I
Yeah.
also had the healing potion earlier. So I'm back up to like 2/3, 3/4 of my health.
Yeah, you're fine.
Mentally,
Uh,
no.
Yeah, she's just gonna basically like cradle around Nyla and be like, "Hey, May, it's May. Nyla, you're okay."
Gonna kind of like thrash a little bit and try to get away.
I'm gonna fight against it. Yeah.
Do we need to do
May
grapple?
recognizes how you're acting. Yes, a grapple. A grapple is a what check? Like
It's
to
an
it's an
athletics.
athletics.
It's an athletics versus
of
an
course it
athletics or
is.
acrobatics.
I got an 18.
I got significantly less than 18.
Mm-hmm. And she's just gonna keep repeating it, Nyla. It's okay. It's okay. You're here. It's over. It's May.
It's far from over.
Glare.
And
I'm just trying to play non-honorable, but I don't know. I really have no idea how to.
You're gonna get a rock thrown at you, buddy. I'm good at throwing rocks.
True. Very good.
Yeah.
I think it's a little easier than you're thinking because honor is more knightly. You're more civilian. You're a little bit more self-serving, a little bit more self-conscious. You're not worried as much about other people. The honorable thing in a fight is to jump between the giant monster and your friend, knowing that you will die. The more self-serving thing is trying to help your friend without putting yourself in a position where you know you're going to die.
Okay. Okay, so it's so I'm not completely.
No,
I was thinking
it's-
like
it's
Dwindle
more
operates
of-
entirely on honor. Oh crap.
Yeah, it's less knightly and more civilian. You are less likely to feel the need to follow the law to the T kind of thing. You are less likely to be worried about like Nyla and May's shenanigans. You are less likely to feel the need to jump in front of somebody else when they are about to get hit kind of thing.
So, perfect time for our fox buddy to show back up.
Yes.
It's a perfect opportunity for me to absolutely destroy the entire world of Flamenbroth.
Dwindle is much more civilian now. And whenever you try to do something
Boring.
honorable, because you still have that option, you can. You avoid that option if you can, but you have the option to do so if Dwindle wants to. However, you will have to make a wisdom save to do so.
So would me trying to go help kill everything in the area be an honorable thing, or kind of it's its job thing?
It's less honorable in the sense of you're less worried about other people's safety and more worried about it's your job, and that's kind of the long and short of it. You don't really care necessarily. It's just you're meant.
Oh, smart.
And
Oh,
plus,
so
right now, Dwindle's position is kind of in the works, so it's not really Dwindle's job either anymore.
yep, he's got to go watch out for the kids. So his own kids.
See,
Oh.
that's self-serving. Much less honorable and much more self-serving. He's less worried about the civilians and much more worried about his own family. Whereas normally he would be much more worried about everyone in Flamenbroth. However, with May awake, or with Nyla awake as May is trying to keep her in place, and Odile awake and seeing Nyla awake once again, having experienced what Nyla has just helped Odile to experience, and Dwindle seeming a bit off. Skia is gone. The city seemingly in shambles. The guards doing their best to help any and all that are harmed or were caught in all of this. And the group now trying to figure out their next move. That's where we're going to end episode 84. So, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you all for coming along. Thank you all for getting lost with the Will-O-Wisps. I am apologetic that you got lost with them, and now you're wandering the woods, of course. But we are more than happy to keep the campfire roaring for you, because the Will-O-Wisps always have more stories to tell, and we are always happy to help tell them. So, grab a marshmallow, grab a stick, pull up a seat next to the campfire, and we will tell the next story next time, here in the Will-O-Wisp Woods. Good night, everybody.
Or fire.